Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I'm your host, JT Holmes. We have a special guest, Hagen Kearney. What's up?
How's it going?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
So tell me, how long have you been snowboarding?
I have been snowboarding since I moved to Colorado, which was the year 2001, so about 18 years, give or take.
And you're, what's your discipline?
Snowboard cross. So it's like 6 guys at once racing down a course.
Oh, I know what it is. It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
So tell me, you got like some guru tech that waxes and...
Yeah, we have, I'm with the US Snowboard Team, and we have a few techs that kind of divide up the team, and Curtis Baca, I've been working with him for a few years. And yeah, he does some amazing stuff.
Yeah. So. And World Champion 2017, is that correct?
Yeah, the team, it was the first ever team event, so it's like a relay race. Okay. It was in World Championships. Myself and Nick Baumgartner, he's from Michigan, we both ended up winning it in 2017, so that was pretty fun. Tell
me how that relay event works. So you go halfway down the mountain and then you...
Well, so you have your course, and each team, it's teams of 2, and like each country gets like no more than like 2 teams. Usually it depends on the size of the country. So the US, we had 2 teams. But the guy who goes first, which was me, we wear transponders. And so the first heat, everybody starts together and drops, and then whoever crosses first, then your teammate's up in the gate ready to go, and then it drops. So so then they have to essentially bring it home, you know. Right. So yeah, we ended up.
And does that spread things out a little more?
It's weird. There's a lot of there's some strategy to it. Like the guy who's gonna get, you know, like a better start, I think, should go first. So that's usually me. And like if anything happens, like if anyone needs to be, probably the person who's better at passing usually goes second. So Nick, he's a pretty big dude, and he's pretty good at carrying freight. So he went second, and yeah, that was that. So it's pretty fun, you know. It's like if crashes happen, you know, it's not quite the end of the world, you know, typical relay fashion. So. And
so tell me about these crashes and you know, your injury list. I bet it's pretty extensive.
Oh man, it's actually it all kind of caught up to me this year. I've had some pretty minor injuries throughout my career. Like I've had a couple concussions, but actually this past spring I was in Austria in April, and I dislocated my shoulder, and I just had shoulder surgery. I tore my labrum pretty bad, and I have some bone spring in my ankle, so I'm going in to get surgery actually next week.
Oh man.
So yeah,
how long is that
I've never,
recovery?
and these are my first surgeries from snowboarding in my whole career. So now I just got 2 right off, you know, to stack it up.
Well, everybody has their turn on the injured reserve list.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been there plenty of times myself.
Yeah.
And you know it's June, so you got a little time.
Yep, exactly.
Snow doesn't fly for several months.
Yeah.
Do you typically travel down to the southern hemisphere to get some skiing or some riding in?
Yeah, I've been to New Zealand a bunch for it, and the past few years our team's been going to Argentina, Bariloche area, and also Ushuaia, which is like the southernmost city in the world. They'll build a course for us down there. A couple other countries will go train there. So yeah, and I won't be able to this year because I'll be still recovering. So, but yeah, I've been to the southern hemisphere, and it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I've been curious about going to Ushuaia.
Yeah.
Now you're in a band, huh?
Yes, I am. Yeah, we're called Capix. It looks like it says Capix. Everyone says it that way. But yeah, we've been playing for like a year or 2 in Salt Lake, just rock and roll, you know. Yeah. Around the city.
What do you play?
I play guitar and I sing, and our bassist also sings too. We kind of trade off duties, so yeah, it's fun.
I have one of my good friends is Julian Carr, and he owns Discreet, and it says here you're a Discreet athlete.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
I love their
stuff.
I've been hanging out with those dudes for a while. Julian and I went to Iceland a few years ago, and you'll see, we haven't done it in a while just because I've been injured and away a lot, but we'll bomb the U every now and then on our skateboards. So
that's how I met Julian.
Right? Yep. Yeah. There's always people that meet Julian that way. It's cool. So.
And what are your other sponsors?
I ride for Apex Snowboards. They're custom-made border cross boards out of Austria. Tomahawk Clothing Company out of Tahoe.
Jimbo Morgan.
Yeah, exactly, Jimbo. Upventure, which is like a new startup. They're kind of trying to be like a specific outdoor social media platform, trying to get people just outside and whatnot. That's pretty much it right now. So
It's a pretty good lineup.
yeah, solid.
These custom boards. Tell me about it. So if you have a custom border cross board, what does that mean?
There are definitely a lot of, I've heard snowboarders who don't ride border cross boards, they're described as like 2x4s. They're a lot stiffer, they're just built to handle a lot of speed. So they're kind of more, they just look faster for one, but they're typically a lot longer, and they have a bigger side cut radius, like your typical normal snowboard is usually around 8 meter side cut, and these race boards are like 14 meters. So if you think of it as a circle, it's a bigger circle, because they glide better, with a bigger radius. They're not as hooky, So yeah, they're kind of, they just look like they kind of look like Formula One snowboards, I would say.
Right.
So.
And when you're not racing, what kind of riding do you like to do? Do you do backcountry riding, split boarding? What are you into?
Definitely. I definitely like to get on my split board whenever I can, or just, I search for POW days, I like whatever free riding I can do. You'll find me in the park, you'll find me in the backcountry, wherever. I'm originally from Telluride, so I'm pretty spoiled. I'm used to easy access into the backcountry, like right off the back of the chairlifts there. So, but yeah.
Telluride is a very cool place.
Yeah. So, pretty much whatever. I mean, I'm not like crazy in the park, but I like to, I just like to go fast and big all the time. So.
You grew up in Florida and became a snowboarder?
Well, my parents kind of moved around a lot. We started in Pennsylvania for the first few years of my life, and then temporarily lived in Florida for 2 years, and then I've spent the majority of my life in Colorado. So, yeah, it was a short 2 years in Florida, but my parents were just moving around a lot, and Telluride became the hometown. I just tell everyone I'm from Telluride.
Yeah.
So.
And when you're here, which mountain are you skiing? Park City, Deer Valley, Alta?
Park City. Sometimes we'll train up at Park City.
Probably not Alta, huh?
Definitely not Alta. I've actually skied at Alta. I enjoy skiing too. Yeah, I did the closing day there 2 seasons ago, and that was actually really fun on Frank and whatnot. I know all about that. So, but Brighton also. Typically snowbird. I'd say mostly Brighton or Park City. So, kind of trade off the canyons there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that your little surgery goes pretty quick and you get back strong. We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe we have some video.
Okay.
That we can watch.
Awesome.
So let's go to that. So there you are in the gate. Which one's you?
Yellow bib.
Yellow bib.
Lookers far right. Yep.
Austria, right?
Yep. This
Arlberg.
was now 2 seasons ago.
Very low profile tips on those boards, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not very high up, that's for sure. But this was the first World Cup that I won, so it was a pretty exciting day.
This is in 2016?
Yeah, and the funny story about this, there's 4 heats to go to the finals, and the heat before this was the 5th round actually, because before this I actually got 2nd place, but there was a gate drop malfunction for one of the riders, and the guy in 3rd actually, he protested it, and we had to go back up and rerun it, and I ended up winning this one, so.
Nice.
It's gonna pause right there.
How
This goes to the next one.
This is the next run.
Well, no, it's on on my Instagram, because it's longer than a minute, I posted 2 videos.
I see.
See how you can scroll over? You'll see the finish at the end, but yeah, so.
Huh. How fast do you guys go on, do you think?
Sometimes 50. Yeah, 50's like pretty kind of top speed, I would say. But yeah, around average, I would say 45, 50. Yeah, sometimes we'll go over 50 on certain courses. Some courses are faster than others. That one's pretty quick. There's the course in Switzerland that's just pretty much like the start of it's just like a straight up like downhill with jumps and there's like not many turns. It's pretty much like Chinese downhill style. And then there's other courses that are flatter and you kind of have to like
glide
pump a lot and stuff. Yeah, and glide and whatnot. So.
Huh. And what about off-season training? Are you is it pump track with a bicycle? Is it skateboarding?
Actually,
transition? What is the?
Yeah, both of those. Well, we've actually done intervals on our mountain bikes over at Trailside, just on the little pump track, and it's actually really hard. You go for like a minute straight, like 4 or 5 times, I train at the Center of Excellence here in Park City quite a bit.
Center of Excellence.
I know, it's such a cheesy name.
Tell me about the Center of Excellence.
It's with the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team headquarters, and they have a sweet facility there for all the athletes with nutrition, physical therapists, and a full gym. So,
really?
Yeah.
It's all part of the being on the team?
Yeah, it's part of the benefits. And so I usually will go over there, and they have a little pump track in there actually for skateboarding too. And I skateboard as well. I haven't been on a skateboard in months since my injury. I'm not allowed to, but that's kind of my cross training is mountain biking and skateboarding, and then kind of getting creative in the gym. So yeah.
And when it's a big day, big race, do you have your superstitions or you have your habits?
No, not really.
You just send it.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I just kind of have my routine, I would say. I do my own like little warm up, and I maybe get up a little extra early and go sit on a spin bike if the hotel has one for 20 minutes, just to find a way to It's mainly about just staying limber, because it's not like a lot of people, I feel like, or some people that compete, or even if you're just going out snowboarding or skiing, I always find it weird now to like just get up and like get on the chairlift without like, I mean, I'm getting older, so it's like with these injuries, I have to warm up and stuff. Like,
how old are you?
I'm 26 right now, so I mean. But I feel like this is the age where you just start to like feel your body start to yell at you a little bit more. So especially with these injuries and whatnot. I smoked my hip last year pretty good too. I didn't have to have surgery, but my hip pops every morning still. So yeah, I have to follow my routine and warm up in the mornings and whatnot before I compete, and that's usually, as long as you're doing something, kind of keep your mind off of the pressure. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, not too superstitious.
Yeah, I'm not very superstitious either.
Yeah.
On race days, though, I wear Puma underwear.
Okay.
It's the fastest animal in the jungle.
Puma, yeah, that's
and
people don't even know it. No, it's not like they can see that. So.
Yep.
That's sweet.
Right on. When's your next gig with the band? I want to check you guys out.
We just played at Urban Lounge June 15th. We're talking right now. We don't have a whole lot. We're trying to write some more songs and hopefully record, but we might be doing something August 11th at the Royal down in Salt Lake. I got to get back to the guy on that. But yeah, we're kind of like, we're kind of on the fly. Like we'll book stuff on the fly. So. Yeah.
And how was Pyeongchang? Is that a cool place? It looked kind of cold, windy.
It was cool. It was a cool experience, but yeah, that was the coldest I've ever been, I think, competing.
Really?
You get those Siberian winds on that Korean peninsula, and it's humid. The humid cold is the worst. It's like chilling to the bone. So
I don't like being cold.
No.
But I can handle being cold, and I can handle being scared.
Yeah.
But I really hate being cold and scared.
Yeah.
Because then you're thinking, okay, well, I'm trembling. Am I trembling, like shivering because of cold? Or am I
Yeah, luckily by the contest day, it was like the first day during the Olympics of when it kind of started to warm up a little bit. But when we got there, like first training day and the testing day, it was like, I was like, how's this gonna work? It is so cold. Like people are, and it was windy too.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah, that was the coldest I've ever been.
How long were you over there?
Well, I got there, I was there the whole time actually. A couple of us, some people kind of would come and go, but like depending on whenever their contest was. But we were, I stayed for opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies, so almost a month.
Wow. How's the food over there in Korea?
It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. In the athlete village definitely got a little boring, but if you went outside, like after our competition, you go out and I'm totally spacing on what the term is for the Korean barbecue. I think, or
I have no idea
yeah,
what it is.
I can't remember what the name of it is, but Korean barbecue is insane. It's very good.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's been awesome to have you on the show.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be following your career.
Cheers.
If people want to follow you, how do they follow you? What are your handles on social media
just
and
my
whatnot?
name at Hagen Kearney on Instagram, also Twitter, and my athlete page, Facebook. Yeah, just type in my name and you'll find all of my shenanigans right there.
Yeah?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Well, thanks for being on the Mountain Morning Show, and we're going to go ahead and take a break.